we're going to do is we're going to talk about using wallpaper. And so this is packet number 2. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to first go ahead and pull this up. And in here, it doesn't have wallpapers. So in packet number 2, it tells you specific wallpapers to use. You're going to be able to download wallpapers for your 2 walls that are hidden. So I'm going to first unhide the 2 walls that are hidden, unhide all. You're going to see it comes back. Now I'm going to orbit around. The two walls that I have, these two, if I press Command 3, Command 7, it's the 2 far walls. These are the 2 that have wallpaper on them. So what I want to do is I want to hide these 2 walls plus the roof. Right click and I can say hide. Now I'm left with the 2 walls for the wallpaper. So what we're going to do is we are going to find a theme, or not find a theme, but I have an idea of a theme that I want to use in my head. So I'm just going to search for wallpaper images, paper samples, and I'm going to go under images, and here's a whole bunch of wallpapers. The only thing is you don't want to use a wallpaper sample that has a picture of a chair. You just want the wallpaper itself in. So you want to choose a theme. If you want to choose like neutral, I can click on that and it kind of like finds wallpapers maybe I want to use. Maybe I want to use this one. You can maybe use whichever one you want. I like this wallpaper, and unfortunately I can't use it because there's this bed in here too. So I have to continue looking. Okay. And you'll be able to change it too if you don't like it. So maybe this one, right click, and I want to save this image. Oops, I want to right click and I want to save this image as. And sometimes up here it'll give you a random name. So it did have wallpaper and traditional wallpaper, so that's not too bad. I'm just going to call it room wallpaper. Okay. And then choose a place you want. You probably should save yours to your documents folder. So you can go to your users, and then underneath your users it should have your documents. On mine it's probably in here, Macintosh HD, users, I'm going to get out of this. I'm just going to right click and say save image as again. Comes back to the default. I'm going to save it to downloads, but here's my documents. I guess it's under C. Fetterman. It's under my home. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and save it. If you haven't already created a folder, call it room images and create. So now all of these should go in your room images. So here it is. It's selected. I have it named. I know what the name is, and it's saving as a JPEG. Very important. It saves as a JPEG. So I'm going to go ahead and there it is there. The next thing I need is an image. I like things that are outside, so I'm going to say outdoor wallpaper. Some of this wallpaper will come with a screen background. So gray is my theme, so I might try to stick with that. And these can all be changed. Sometimes you just have to try putting it in different places and find something you kind of like. And some people I think I clicked too many times. So I'm going to go ahead and just for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and click on one. Sure, we'll stick with this one. I'm going to right click on it. There's not very much gray in there, but I'm going to save this image as. And see how it says landscape wallpaper, splendid wallpaper. I'm just going to shorten this name up. It does need to be saved as JPG, so it's important that part stay there. So I'm going to say picture wallpaper. Okay, and save. So there it is. And I need a wallpaper border. Okay, wallpaper. A border. Sometimes you'll see it more on high-end homes. It's a little border that goes across in the top of the ceiling, kind of like that, right below. Some homes have them. It's more of a traditional type thing. And sticking to my theme of gray, I'm gonna do gray, kind of like this one or kind of like that one. I've got to find something that kind of goes with my theme. I think this one might actually go with. There's one to the left I kind of liked too. That adds a little bit of color into it. Again, you can try different ones. Find something that you think that will work. This one has blue, and so I'm going to right-click, Save Image As. Okay, blue, gray, dark mask, wallpaper border. So I'm going to short this up and say wallpaper border. Okay. And put it in my room images and press save. Now I want to come over here and I can close this. In the packet, it tells you to go ahead and import the images. Very important if you room images. Okay, in here, what it asks you to do is save these as JPEG, but you'll notice I can't click on it because I need to change this to all supported types, or I can say JPEG. So I'm going to say all supported image types. Now you have different options. You can use it as an image or as texture. You want to use it as a texture. Then you can click on it. I'm going to say import. And then I'm going to click and I'm going to drag horizontally across. You're going to know it stretches outside of it. When I click, it kind of like just reveals. Okay, so you have an option to position. And I can squish this down a little bit and see what that looks like. This room is going to be something you're going to be looking, so if it squishes it too much and it looks weird, you don't need to do it too much. Alright, so this wall we're going to do wallpaper on, and I'm going to go same thing, file, import, image, and I'm going to do wallpaper. That's what I want on the wallpaper. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag. Alright. And you notice it's going to kind of look, but you can see it kind of repeats. What I'm going to do is I want it to go all the way to the top, so I'm going to right click on it and I'll say texture position. And I'm going to drag this just a little bit more. I'm going to make it a little bit taller. So you can see the pattern repeats, but from left to right that it repeats really, really smoothly. That half lines up with that half. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to click out of it. Now I'm going to draw a line across this because you need to divide this. The wallpaper border, you want it to go on the top, but you need to have its own section. So you can do that by drawing a line across, but I want to go down like 1 or 1.5 feet. So I'm going to use my tape measure to put a guideline. I'm going to click on the top edge and go down, and I'm just going to type in 1.5 feet. You can type in 1'6" for 1 foot 6 inches, or you can type in 1.5' for 1.5 feet, and it goes in. Now this is just a guideline, it's not a line, so if I click on each section, it still is highlighting the whole entire wall. I get to divide it with a line, so I'm going to come across. Now when I click it, I'm not sure if you can see it, but when I do that, the top half, or the top line, is selected versus when I click down here, the bottom half. Alright. So now I clicked off of it. I'm going to go File, Import, all supported texture types, and find the border. I'm going to click Import. And in the instructions, it wants to snap to the line, but I don't want you to click on the line. Move it up just a little bit, and then click and drag, and you can come up all the way if you would like to here. And now what I have to scale it. So I'm going to right click texture, position, and I'm going to drag it back down. I'm going to scale it this way until I see I'm watching the blue dot on the upper left hand corner of this one until it gets about to the top, and I'm just going to make sure that it snaps to that top edge. Okay. Now you can see in here, see that little gap? I can fix that. So you can choose the part of the image to display. Okay, just by clicking and dragging it over. So I moved it again. Also I did, instead of lining the pin up with the edge, I'm just coming along this line to where it's still on the image. And now I'm going to drag it over and across just to eliminate that little blank area. That way it looks like seamless kind of going across. That might be your style. I think they kind of clash a little bit. If I had more time, I'd go back and I'd probably find something a little better, but that suits my purposes for this demonstration video. So from here, once I got that, remember those two other walls? File, edit, unhide all. So I'm going to hide the roof. What you want to do is create a theme. So it can be gaming, it can be sports, it can be any number of different things. Okay. So this purple wall texture with a tile, that allows me to see you've scaled correctly, but you can go ahead and change that now to something of your choice. So if purple walls aren't your thing and you want to do a sports theme, you can by all means go out and download some sports pictures and images or wallpaper and put it up, and you can redo your room however you want. Same with the floor. So there are some really cool flooring textures built in. If I go into carpets or flooring, you know, try some of these. Gray was my theme. You know, see what that looks like. You see this all the time when they do Property Brothers. They play with different things and then they show their clients kind of like different aspects. Command Y is a section plane, and it allows you just to kind of orbit around. It didn't delete the wall. I'm just allowing me to see it inside. I want to look at it from different views. You know, make sure you like what you've done. If not, change it. Make it, surround it with a theme, make it interesting, make it what you want your room to be. Okay? Alright, so this is number 2. Packet number 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and save this. I'm going to go ahead and file, save as. The name this is Room Part 2. And you want to do your name. So always put your name in the name of the assignment. So I'm going to put my name. Put them in Room Part 2. Alright, and go ahead and turn this into Google Classroom, sorry. And it's Trimble SketchUp.